Welcome out to Vermont Footy Club. We're with a very excited man ahead of a very important clash this weekend against Norwood. Kris Barlow, welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Very important clash this weekend, obviously against Norwood. They finished on top of the ladder. Do you feel Vermont, unfamiliar territory for Vermont? They're the hunters now instead of the hunted.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could look at it that way. Norwoods have had a fantastic season, so we'll pay them the ultimate respect this week, and we go into the game as clearly the underdog, and looking forward to a nice tight battle.
There's going to be some very good goal kickers out there on the weekend. Obviously, your team's got great goal kickers, but for Norwood, they've got Johnson and Brent English up forward. Can we expect Xavier Barry Murphy to line up on one of those blokes?
Probably not. We'll sort our match-ups out, and you'll see when they run out. But they've got multiple options up there. They've also got Scotty Day, and I really rate him. So we think that we've got our multiple goal kickers that can kick multiple goals, and we think it'll be a terrific game, which will probably be one in the midfield.
Speaking of midfields, two blokes that didn't play last weekend were Heath Black and, of course, Ryan Mullett. How are those blokes tracking, and will they play this weekend?
Both available. So if they get selected, they'll play. But obviously big losses last week. But I think everyone recognises and understands that when there's roles to play, anyone can come in and play them, and that's what happened last week. So there's going to be some unfortunate boys tonight that miss out, but that's footy. You talk of the roles to play. That last week, Daniel Henley and Mendez were very good. They really stood up last weekend, didn't they? Yeah, I thought they were sensational, particularly Desi. Even Pinner, he put his hand up early in the week, and as soon as we knew that Miles wasn't going to play, so he sort of played Miles' role and did it really well. He's used to Bayswater's familiar with him. So it was fantastic to see him get some reward for his hard work.
What's the build-up been like to the game this weekend? I mean, what was training like tonight? What were the main drills you went through and everything like that?
Oh, look, it was just a normal Thursday night session for us, very competitive. Make sure that we train competitively, and just sort of fingers crossed we don't get injuries. But we feel as though it gives us a competitive edge on Saturday, that we go in pretty match hardened and body hardened, and because I think that's, like I said before, I think it'll be one in the midfield. The hard, strong bodies, and Norwood's certainly got plenty of them, so we need to match them.
Speaking of finals are a big deal around the Vermont Footy Club. Looking around this room, and you need a pair of shades to walk in here and not get blinded. But look, very successful club, Vermont. Does that add to the pressure of finals footy?
No, not at all. Look, fantastic memories in here, and hard earned, and it's a great room to come into. But they count for nothing for us this weekend. Last week counts for nothing. Next week counts for nothing. It's all about what transpires on Saturday, and what we can control. And we know what we can control. We've got our focus areas, and we just need to take care of that. And and maybe down the track, we can earn some part in history as well.
Who are the key Norwood blokes that you've paid a lot of attention to this weekend with matchups?
Oh, look, there's plenty. Probably too many. English, obviously, real engine room. Holmes has come into some good form. Chris Nile probably come back in from injury. Obviously the forwards, David Johnson had a day out against us. When we beat him out here. Down back they got Hill. They got a really, really good even spread of players. So we haven't really focused in on any one particular area or group of players. We've got we'll have matchups that we hope will give us an advantage, and that's the way we'll go. But more so, we'll back how we want to play, and hopefully they'll be looking at us thinking that we probably pose a few headaches for them as well.
Certainly will. There's a lot of confidence obviously be taken out of last time you played Norwood. You beat them very comfortably.
Yeah, look, it's like I said though, last time really counts for nothing. I think Scoresby, last week saw that, they beat us quite easily last time, but we beat them on the weekend, so it really counts for nothing. So, we've had a look at that game and the areas that we're good at, but we've also had a look at a lot of other games where Norwood's been really good against, some quality opposition. So, and that's the Norwood we expect to come out on Saturday.
Kris Barlow, thanks for joining us on the Friday Preview Bonus Edition. Welcome to the bonus edition of the Friday Preview, and we've headed up the mountain to Silvan Recreation Reserve to catch up with the president of the Silvan Football Club, Chris MacLagan. Chris, welcome.
Thank you, Daniel.
Very big game this weekend against South Belgrave. It's fair to say it's the biggest game Silvan will have in the Eastern Football League so far.
Yeah, it's a huge game for us, and it's a big game against South Belgrave as well, a team that we've played a lot of footy against probably in the last 20, 30 years. So, it's great to be in this position and playing those guys. So looking forward to it.
Off the field, what does a win this week mean for the club?
It's a preliminary final. You win that, you're in a grand final. Prelims are hard to win. Grand finals are even harder to win and harder to get into. So, to win that, the feeling around the place would be massive. Yeah, it'd be really, really important for us to win.
How's the field been off the field this year for the club? I mean, the functions have been going through the roof and the money's been coming in, I presume?
Yeah, well, the functions have been really well attended. Obviously we've worked pretty hard securing new sponsors and keeping the old sponsors on board, but when you're sort of winning, it makes the little things like that easier. And I suppose because we've been winning a lot more than we've been losing, it's starting to become, just the ball just rolls and we get better at it, and everyone's enjoying themselves. So that's the main thing.
And speaking of winning, second bottom last year, playing off in the final series this season, great achievement.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, like it's credit to Goody and Tuza and the boys, and they've really stuck by what he's been saying. Like in 2-10 didn't win a game last year. We won 3 games, but we played our young boys and got 20-30 games into these blokes, and now we're starting to see results. So Scotty Steakhouses and Benny Strawhair and Darcy Wales and these sort of guys, Danny Whites, they're all starting to come really good for us, and so it's working. So it's pleasing.
Coming into the Eastern Football League, was there a recruiting policy you put in place at the club? I mean, you want to recruit aggressively and remain competitive amongst your foes in Division 4?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, we got Mark Cullen last year, who's obviously Vermont great, so getting influence from him, and then this year obviously Ash Frau, and then there's Bryce Litchfield and Rhett Newell coming back to the footy club. I mean, I think if we're in the Yarra Valley, they probably wouldn't have come across these guys, but being in the AFL, it makes us an AFL club, and you can actually talk to the suburban people, and they want to come and play footy for you, so it's good.
How's the support been in transferring in leagues from the Yarra Valley League to the Eastern Football League? Have a lot of people come across, or have a lot gone in different directions?
Yeah, no, all the supporters are on board with what we wanted to do, and they understood where the committee stood at the time when we came across, and when we had the vote. I think we had 100 people here, and it was pretty much unanimous, so everyone's on board with it, and now they're sort of starting to see the results, and with our under-19s are still going, and we'll have them again next year. Our reserves almost made the finals, so things that we were struggling with late in the time in the Yarra Valley are starting to turn around, and they see that, so they're happy for the way we're going. It's good.
You're coaching Chris Good, that when he's pulled on the boots this year, has been a really good player for you. As you were saying before, a fantastic pickup.
Yeah, well, Goody played here in the mid-2000s. He captained our back-to-back premierships in 07, 08, and then he came on coach on board in 2010, and he's had 2 knee reconstructions playing for us and a broken cheekbone, and he had a reco, done his knee in 2010 and come back last year midway through the year, but he never quite right, and this year he's had a full pre-season, and he's getting back to the Goody of old, like the way we know he can play footy, and with Sean being injured for the last 4 weeks, it's helped Goody just release that the coaching role out of his head and just play, and we were starting to see the results. I actually noticed that you guys have spoken to him a little bit, and he's been named on the best, and he doesn't do that.
Self-proclaimed or not?
Not self-proclaimed. Let's clear that up. No, we do that, and he would never do that. So but he's playing good footy. We're wrapped for him.
And given the success on the field this year, has there been a bond amongst the boys? Has that been behind a lot of the on-field results?
Oh, for sure. We do. Like tonight, as you can see, we're setting up a Tim Sim and chip night, and normally have every 3 or 4 weeks we do hot dog nights on Tuesday nights or a pie night, and the boys get in here and love it. To smash down 90 hot dogs without a problem. So little things like that help team bonding. We had a pre-season camp which is really well attended early in the year, and I suppose just as the year goes on, they get closer and closer, and now got us to a prelim, so it's great.
Any upcoming functions that you'd love to plug?
Well, our presentation night's on the 21st of September at the Killside Club, which is a Friday night. It's the AFL preliminary final night. That'll be Collingwood versus someone. Don't know who that'll be yet, but that'll be the night where we've got that. But obviously we don't know what's going to happen this week, if it's our last game or if it's not. So you sort of can't plan for anything too far ahead, and just whatever happens on Sunday this week, and if we get through or whatever, we'll just have to plan it quickly.
And your opponents this week in South Belgrave, is there a mutual respect between the two clubs being sort of closest in proximity?
Oh, definitely. We've played, as I said, a lot of footy against them, and I've got on with Wayne Hughlin really well, and Coxie, quite a few boys that are up there. I know I'm sort of quite well now, and I know a rap that we came across when we come in the EFL, and it's really good to be playing them again and going up there and playing on their ground similar to ours, and they're really good people, so we do enjoy playing them, although it'd be nice to beat them, but I haven't beaten them yet in the EFL, but maybe that's coming Sunday. We'll wait and see.
Hopefully it does. Chris MacLagan, President of the Silvan Football Club, thanks for joining us on the bonus edition of the Friday Preview.